Supervisor Letman.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion that we transfer up to $174,500 to continue food supplement support only for children under the age of 12 months.
You've heard that motion. Do I have a second? Motion fails for lack of a second. Do I have an alternative motion? Supervisor Martin, second. Do I have an alternative motion? Supervisor Martin.
Make a motion that we fund the program for children up to 5 years old.
Is that option 2?
Option 2.
You've heard that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second. I'll second. I'll second.
Additional discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'll explain my vote, sir. I'll explain my vote, sir. I'll explain my vote, sir.
All opposed?
No.
I just have it. Do have it so ordered. Go ahead and explain your vote.
I too am a Christian, and I don't believe that government should be doing these things. But when government created this program, and hey, how do you like your socialism? How do you like your socialism? How do you like your socialism? Because this is what happens when you start relying on the federal government. People are relying on this because of deadbeat dads that are out there, or some people just can't get it together for whatever reason. But there's the issue, and that's why I think Christians, we should be helping each other. It's a human being thing, and I think it's a sin when we have the opportunity to help somebody, especially feeding children. I don't see that as an immoral thing. I think it's a very moral thing, especially when it's the children that are suffering from the sins of the father and the sins of adults. I know there's veterans or two out there that have been overseas, and we've seen, for whatever selfish reasons they have in their heart, the first people to suffer are the children. And I know this goes against some of our conservative principles about the government doing these things, but you know what? The government failed them, and I think it's up to, I'm glad we are able to do something. If it's his tax dollars, I'll take the heat for this. His tax dollars, I'll take the heat for this. His tax dollars, I'll take the heat for my constituents on this, but I can't turn away. Anyway, sorry.
Any other?
How many people think Supervisor Borrelli should practice fiscal responsibility with his own office budget? On November 3rd, 2025, the Mohave County Board of Supervisors approved $400,000 in taxpayer funding for a new office for Supervisor Joseph Sonny Borrelli in Lake Havasu. Even though the office that is available to him is perfectly fine, Sonny Borrelli thinks he is entitled and claims he is a Christian. However, at the same meeting, wife-beater Borrelli voted to approve taxpayer funding for the Mohave County WIC program, expressing concern for the welfare of women and children in our community, and putting on a great theatrical show attempting to make himself appear as someone he is most assuredly not. Refer to Lake Havasu Police Case Number 01-01635 and the supplemental report, OCA 0406431, states, the victim, later identified as Julie Borrelli, had a large amount of dried blood, completely covering the lower portion of her face, and had dried smeared blood on her hands and arms as well. Julie Borrelli had a noticeable bruise swelling on the right side of her neck near her lower jaw. Julie Borrelli had an obvious laceration on the inside of her lower lip that may require stitches. The top right front tooth was obviously out of place and appeared to be darker than the rest. A small piece of damaged tooth with fresh blood was on the doctor's equipment tray next to the bed. Can you imagine getting beat so badly that your tooth gets knocked out? But Supervisor Borrelli is concerned about women and children, aka WIC. Pay attention to the labels that Sonny Borrelli places on issues he wants passed, because he is using 100% propaganda. Notice how he actually used the word socialism. This was after his mentor, Stephen Robinson, who has been advising Borrelli for many years, labeled the people in Golden Valley socialists.
I understand the NIMBY mindset. I don't want a nuclear power plant in my backyard. But for people to take away private property rights of the people that owned the land long before many of the people have moved to Golden Valley, and to say we don't want any rural or any urban growth, any development out in there, is a socialist mindset. It's a wanting to control other people's private properties.
Order, please.
How do you like your socialism? How do you like your socialism? How do you like your socialism?
It's a socialist mindset. It's a wanting to control other people's private properties.
Order, please.
Because they want to protect their rural living? Because Stephen Robinson is using the same propagandistic tactics that he teaches Borrelli to use, by placing labels on issues when it is beneficial to them both. Notice how the audience was not buying it, which is why Robinson was booed, and Borrelli should also be booed. What Sonny Borrelli is doing is called parroting what he has been given by Stephen Robinson, who is at the Board of Supervisors meetings every month to back up whatever Borrelli's agendas are. But if Sonny Borrelli is genuinely concerned about children, he can offer up his $400,000 office to save the taxpayer from the burden he placed on them. So here's a more fiscally responsible solution, since Sonny Borrelli claims he is a Christian and so concerned about the children and mothers.
People are relying on this because of deadbeat dads that are out there, or some people just can't get it together for whatever reason. But there's the issue, and that's why I think Christians, we should be helping each other. It's a human being thing.
During the budget process, the board did earmark funds for a District 3 office. Really is just an office building, and so we're looking approximately 1,000 square foot for the building. And if we move forward, we'll be targeting a cost of approximately $400,000. Approximately $400,000. Approximately $400,000.
$400,000. $400,000. $400,000. I want to go on record. I too am a Christian. I too am a Christian. And we've seen the victims of adults.
Again, if Supervisor Borrelli is genuinely concerned about supporting WIC and helping children in Mohave County, he should forego his $400,000 office and redirect those taxpayer funds to the WIC program instead. By giving up this exorbitant amount of money for some office space when there is plenty of space in the public library, and the claims that he's going to be evicted are incredibly lame. This would demonstrate true leadership and fiscal restraint. Save the taxpayers' money, as well as show him to be humble. By the way, does Borrelli ever speak about limiting government spending and protecting taxpayer dollars? Or did he just place onto the agenda his own desire to give the county treasurer Sue Ann Mello and the county recorder Lydia Durst-Henry cars at taxpayer expense? Isn't it a fact that at the last supervisors meeting, he was given preferential treatment by the chairman Travis Lingenfelter to leave the meeting early? Is Sonny Borrelli getting paid an exorbitant amount of money to be a supervisor? As a senator, did Sonny Borrelli vote to give supervisors a massive increase on pay? Did Sonny Borrelli know that he would be sitting on that throne? It is obvious that Borrelli has lived his life in Lake Havasu, prior to his leaving New York, seeing himself as some kind of a king who everyone has to bow down to. And now he's demanding taxpayers pay for what will cause the taxpayers a cost of $400,000 or more? Listen to Borrelli's theatrical concerns about potential rising cost. Check out the drama, and then ask him. If he is truly concerned, then he needs to literally put that $400,000 where his mouth is, instead of frivolous spending. Listen to Scotty McClure's response.
There's no way you're going to come in with $400,000 unless he accepts a metal container off a ship.
He's a general contractor that's been bid on this project with us, and we're talking about maybe about 150 a square foot rather than the 200 or 250 traditional. With that said, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the design and build method with a contractor.
The $400,000 office represents a significant burden on Mohave County taxpayers at a time when programs serving vulnerable families need support. As Borrelli stated about himself, he is a Christian and concerned about the children. Furthermore, since Supervisor Borrelli presents himself as a Christian family values leader, why did Sonny Borrelli keep his mouth shut when John Hassett lied straight to his face? Well, maybe it's because Sonny Borrelli is also a liar, Lake Havasu Police Department records show he was arrested and convicted and taken to jail for domestic violence. And, as is stated biblically, a leopard cannot change its spots. This raises questions about the sincerity of his dramatically stated commitment to families and children. And let's go even further. Constantly making claims that his stepson lied about Borrelli being a wife-beater places blame on a child to cover his own wife-beating episodes, because there were more than one. So how is that for someone who claims he cares about children? Why all the theatrics? Supervisor Borrelli should be urged to lead by example, by canceling the $400,000 office he desperately thinks he's entitled to, and use those funds to strengthen support for Mohave County families instead. And lastly, here's where the so-called Christian man, Sonny Borrelli, completely exposes himself. After all the theatrics and drama, Sonny Borrelli wants to know if the county is ever going to get paid back for helping children. You can't make this stuff up.
For whatever selfish reasons they have in their heart, the first people to suffer are the children. Are we going to get reimbursed? Are we going to get reimbursed? Are we going to get reimbursed? Has anybody reached out to DHS?